Okay, I'm Simon. I'm from Project Hotel, and I was the project manager.
And I'm also Simon. But another project.
Okay, our challenge was to create a social networking application using the Google Maps API. So basically, it was a fairly Facebook-style application with, you know, your standard profile, friends modules, calendar, all those sorts of things, but with a pervasion of sort of Google Maps all the way through. So we really wanted to push the Google Maps thing and see just how much we could use it for as a standard social networking application for friend locations, location of the events, and showing the distribution of users around the world. It's a modular system based on a sort of framework. It's got a core API, and then on top of that, you build a load of modules. The modules handle each separate area of the site. So the profile is a module, the private messages are a module, the Google Maps are a module. We based it on, well, we used PHP because most of our group members had some experience in PHP, and it seemed fairly sensible for a web application. Each member had a couple of areas of responsibility, so a few people were handling a couple of modules while someone else was handling a module and the themes and design section. And this allowed people to work fairly independently, so we pursued a fairly distributed style of development. We didn't actually have that many face-to-face meetings, but a combination of the wiki and subversion source control meant that everyone could work in a fairly distributed fashion without needing to talk too closely with the other people developing the project. I'll hand over to Simon for a bit of description of the results.
Yeah, I'd like to just quickly take you through the site. Here it is. This is the front page, and one of our tasks was just to show the distribution of users of the system on a Google map. So here it is. Those are all the users of our system. Next page, please. Users maintain profile with their information. Included in that is their location displayed on a Google map. And whether that's displayed to other users depends on their privacy settings, which are editable. And this is how it looks to other people with whom you are friends. That's a familiar concept, I'm sure, from Facebook. So I'm sure that needs no further explanation. We also, as well as including static Google Map information about where you live, where you work, included a calendar module which allows you to display events that you're attending. Perhaps you're going to a conference in California and you'd like to tell all your friends that you're attending, and maybe your friend who lives in Malibu will invite you out to drinks, and you can see what a wonderful life they have in California. So you add an event, you add a location, and that's displayed to all your friends.
Okay, as an evaluation, our project proceeded largely as we expected, which didn't mean nothing went wrong. We had sort of contingencies built into our project plan, so that at each stage, if we encountered a problem, there was a sort of couple of days in which we could resolve it before we had to report to our client. And that's one of the reasons our client meetings went so well. We were very fortunate, and the client was quite nice, but we were able to demonstrate at each stage just what we'd achieved, and things generally worked. So he didn't feel that we were falling behind, which was good. Our code was completed before the Monday deadline, but not quite as early as we had planned in the original project plan. We started integrating everything together slightly too late, which meant that we were rushing over the last weekend. Part of that problem was the Google Maps and the Friends modules were used so heavily throughout the whole system and they weren't quite ready early enough for us to get them fully integrated before our original deadline. There's the odd missing feature, but they're mostly hidden away in the core libraries. Like, we did plan to implement human-readable URLs to mod rewrite in Apache, but that never quite came off, so there's just method stubs which don't actually return anything. But it would be very easy to simply write those method stubs and then suddenly just have human-readable URLs appear on the website. Yes, overall, we feel the project was a success, and the end product worked similarly to how we planned it always would, so we're quite pleased.